Okay, so I'm gonna talk about chapter 5. And I'm just gonna, because last time my video was really long, so I feel like I tried to focus on everything in the chapter, so I'm just gonna focus on how to create our entertainment discourse and then talk a little bit about the title of the chapter, that's Interface Impressions. Okay, so this is like the beginning of like learning how to do the entertainment section, and basically like the steps to do this is you have to think of like a TV show or like book or a movie that you saw, I think, like when you were younger, so like before the age of 12 or 13. And basically like think about that and think about like a part that stands out or maybe like a feeling that you get from the movie, even if you don't like understand exactly, maybe you didn't see it for a long time, so you might just remember the feeling that watching the movie gave you. So first like record the memory from the movie and then go back and watch it if you can and look for like again the obtuse meanings, like the third meaning and like how you personally like associate with the movie, and then go back and try and connect, because we just finished the family discourse, and try to connect the family discourse to the entertainment. So basically kind of try and match the atmosphere of one to the other, because that's maybe you might not be matching exact characters, exact storylines, but if you can find a matching mood or circumstance, then that can work too. So a lot of people have trouble doing this, and Anita Jesse suggest like using what actors use and how they create a role for a character, and she goes on about how to do that. And she talks about like using like the belief system, and this is finding a connection between the circumstances of character and then your own circumstances. So I guess if your favorite movie is like Cinderella, I guess, or something, and you maybe in your own life have like divorced parents and you don't like your stepmom or any of your now related family, that would be an example. So creating this analogy between those two systems, that can help us like bring into awareness like why exactly we might be so connected to that movie or remember it so well. Okay, and let's see here. They also kind of talk about how, because there's a bunch of like examples they give of some people and like their favorite books or movies and how they relate to them. And they say that one rule is to like create your own kind of self-portrait and match it up to maybe the character's self-portrait and like see the similarities and the links between the two. And it can give you a little bit more insight to this discourse. Okay, so the title of this chapter is Interface Impressions, and on the end of the chapter goes into what exactly this interface, it talks about the interface metaphor, and basically the metaphor is that interacting with the computer will one day be like interacting with a person, so like using a computer will be like having a conversation with a person, and I'm pretty sure it was Plato who said this, that's what, he said, no, not Plato, Richard Bolt said, dealing with computers will become less like operating a device and more like conversing with another person. So this is kind of, I guess, the jump from literacy to electricity, like another example of that. And yeah, Plato talks more about the, that his invention of dialogue involves the invention of interface metaphor, that writers relate to what the dialogue they write as if they're actually like speaking or like having an actual conversation with the person, and he called that face to face. They talk about different tables. I wasn't really sure what that meant, but basically the point of the wide image is going to be like more discovered through this third discourse, but it's not going to, this discourse helps us because it gives us like, I guess, more of a situational view, because the movie or book is obviously based on a situation. We can relate it to our own. And they say the magic tool the hero, so I guess the hero in the book or the movie, uses to solve the problem of the story, is the wide image the agent uses to consult on a public policy issue. So like our character that we like look up to, or like iconized, as they say, is like doing the same thing that in their own or their own issues in their story world as we should do like in our like realistic world, I guess. So I guess the way they solve their problems is the way we solve our problems, or we should solve our problems, and that's why we're so connected to that certain book or movie. So yeah, that's chapter 5. Thanks.